Hi, Gemini. Welcome to my space. This space is for clear, authentic energy guidance. My pure intention is to provide insight and support that serves your highest and greatest good. I honor your energy and invite you to take only what resonates. And always remember that this is your reading, not mine. So, we're going to connect to your guidance that's waiting for you. I went ahead and pulled cards to channel. That way, you get the most grounded messages without me having to rush through the process. So, I pulled two oracle cards for you, Gemini, and you have laughter. Laughter is a medicine for the soul. So laugh, even if it is through tears. And then you pulled guarded. Of course, it is normal to have your walls up after being hurt. But after a while, your walls may be keeping out just what you may need to heal. Take a chance. So, Gemini, and sitting in your energy here, in the first row here with the past energy, you have the 10 of swords in reverse and the 2 of cups. And I was sitting with it for a while. I was like, Spirit, what does this mean? And then it came to me. Gemini is letting something go that once hurt them. Gemini has healed from a past betrayal, maybe, because you have the 2 of cups underneath. So this could have happened with any sort of relationship, friendships, family, work relationships. Take it as it resonates. But I do see that for some of you, you've kind of let that go, right? Upright is feeling defeated, it's feeling stabbed in the back. But 10 of Swords in reverse, it's almost like healing energy. It's almost like the swords are falling out of your back, right? But this has to do, or this had to do with some sort of betrayal with another person here. Could be a water sign, or they can just embody the energy of a water sign. 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer. So this is that nurturing, that loving, that nurturing someone or something that brought you a lot of love and a lot of nurturing. They might have stabbed you in the back, or you might have felt stabbed in the back, but you've healed from that. You've pushed through that. And why that is because I do see in the current energy King of Pentacles and 5 of Swords in reverse. Okay, 5 of Swords, Venus in Aquarius, King of Pentacles. I think for some of you, you're realizing what truly matters. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles when I was channeling, and I'm like, wow, the King of Pentacles looks so unbothered. He's literally cloth with grapes, and he has a pentacle, and he's just like, he has everything he needs. So it's like, you know what? It's not even worth it. You're not even worth it. I'm literally going to throw in the towel. And it's not you looking like a coward, or you looking like you kind of just gave up. No, it's that you have too much to lose, Gemini. You're realizing that if I continue to let this hurt me, or I continue to fight this, I have way too much to lose. You know, some people, they don't. That's the reality of it. They don't have anything to lose. They're not spiritually rich. You can be physically rich, you can have all the money in the, but they're not spiritually rich. When I see the King of Pentacles, he's not just physically rich as far as monetary goes. Some of you could be in a good position, have a good job, but he's also spiritually rich because he almost looks like he's meditating, to me at least. And again, with the 5 of Swords in reverse, it's almost like just what it's like, whatever. I'm just unbothered. I don't even have the time, the energy, or the words, or the mental space to keep thinking about this or ruminating over it. And then what comes is the Tower. And then I'm like, okay, where is this going, Spirit? I got the Tower in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. So that lets me know that whatever your current energy is right now, I think for some of you, you're really not with a petty energy. You're kind of like, I'm too good for this. And not saying that you are better than anyone, but there's nothing wrong with feeling confident. It's nothing wrong with saying, I've worked way too hard to be in the space I'm in, and this is too much currency. This costs too much. That's being spiritually responsible, right? Everyone wants to talk about financial responsibility, but spiritual responsibility, knowing what needs your energy and what doesn't. And like I said, the tower and the page of cups coming towards you, you literally dodged a bullet. For some of you, I'm getting a message from spirit right now that this could have been office politics, petty friendships, just something that you've moved past, and maybe other people want to bring you back into it, or maybe like someone wants to poke the bear, or but you kind of staying cool, calm, and collected. You staying very grounded in that king of pentacles energy, and you literally dodge a bullet with this, because I'm seeing here, and what spirit said is that you dodged, either you are being emotionally responsible and you dodged a bullet, or there was someone in your energy that, because of their emotional, you know and not being responsible and being very childish, not being very smart when it comes to their emotions. They're very quick to react, just very, very childish energy. This could even be a friendship, or someone that you were involved with, that you kind of just dodged a bullet with them. Whatever it was, it could have caused a tower moment for you, or you've gotten out, you just passed through a tower moment. But with it being in reverse, I don't see something sudden. I see that either it's already happened, or you literally got out of it literally at the 13th hour and you missed it. And it had to do with this page of cups energy. Now, it could be a person, it could even be something childish occurring, just something very petty. I'm getting very petty energy, not emotionally intelligent, just toxic energy with this, with the page of cups in reverse. So bravo to you, Gemini, for seeing that. Maybe some of you laughed at the situation, like, you know what, this is not going to take my energy. And yeah, you could be guarded, and it's normal, like your oracle card said, to have your walls up, because if you were hurt in the past, of course you're still going to have your guards up. You're going to learn, but what you're also going to gain is experience. You're going to gain that wisdom. Okay, it's not that you're bitter now, it's I know better now, so let's get some clarifiers here, and let's dive a little bit deeper and see where this could have came from. So you have the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Two of Cups. Okay. Spirit, Ten of Swords in reverse and Two of Cups. What was the situation for Gemini? What was the situation for Gemini? Seven of Wands in reverse. Yeah, no longer defending yourself. No longer feeling like I have to say anything. No longer. I think if it's a situation where people are gossiping about you, if there was a narrative set about you, or a narrative in general, you are just staying out of it. It's like, I'm not going to put my hand on the fire. Three of Swords. Yeah. I mean, this could have been something that caused some emotional pain. Um, Three of Swords is usually right after having to make a difficult decision. And sometimes it's the decision that we have to make that pains us, right? It's not always another person that pains us. Sometimes having to separate from friends, family, environment, jobs that don't serve us, and even though we know we're going to be okay, that can still pain us, right? That can still cause some issues where we feel like, wow, this really hurt, but I had to do it. I had to do it. For some of you, I'm seeing that maybe you stayed quiet about a situation, and not. I definitely I get it. I don't blame you with this energy. Whatever you decided not to speak on, or not to defend, I I get it in this energy. Like, you had to. Three of Pentacles. This could have to do with a workplace, or I do see here a situation where someone just took charge and someone was the bigger person and someone actually set an example, because the Three of Pentacles is him showing, his work, showing what he produced. It's also the card of apprenticeship, of learning. So either you taught someone something just based on the way you set an example, or you just learned from that wisdom. So Spirit, let me get a clarifier for the King of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. I do see here that you're throwing in the towel. What is Gemini throwing in the towel with? Or what is Gemini no longer being involved in? Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is something, for some of you, and this can be very specific, and I know you guys hear it all the time in tarot. Oh, this is very specific. It could be, but I can't really imagine. I mean, it depends. It can be a specific message, but it can have so many different stories. Seven of Swords in reverse is literally, upright. It could be about like being strategic. It can also really mean like trickery, theft, deception, things of that, like very sneaky behavior. Again, I feel like for some of you, there was an instance where you were either expected to be this way, you were expected to involve yourself with something, some risky behavior, and you was like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm not, or it could have just been you not feeding energy into and anything that wanted to get a reaction out of you, you know sometimes people don't just steal money, they don't just steal things, they try to steal your energy. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I feel like you protected yourself. You did not allow someone to steal something that was valuable for you, whether that's your energy or a physical object, something of that nature. With the King of Pentacles, he's like, I have way too much to lose. You're not taking what's mine. So for some of you, you could have just very well been protecting your energy. Now, the Tower and the Page of Cups. What did Gemini avoid? What was this Tower moment? Who is this Page of Cups? What is this childish energy about that Gemini avoided? Three of Wands. Okay, so this could have been, yeah. You have quite a few threes here. You have two threes now. Now, this could involve other people. This could even involve, you know what I'm seeing, Gemini? Like a project or like a Ponzi scheme or something like that. Something to do with like, some sort of like a Ponzi scheme, or like someone trying to get you involved into some sort of scheme or something, right? And that can be an area, any area. That can be scheming on other people, scheming money, scamming money. There was some sort of scam or scheme or something that you literally avoided, like you got out of dodge. There, and then the Two of Wands, yeah. So the Page of Cups, this is someone that you work closely with, you made plans with. Wow, this is someone you made plans with. This could be someone very close to you, Gemini. This could be someone very close to you, and they could have hurt you, and you kind of just let them go their own way, and they kind of just went downhill, and you stayed safe. Justice in reverse, yeah. This is someone who didn't realize that karma really exists. And I think some of you, I mean, if you're here on my channel, you obviously have some sort of basic foundation when it comes to spirituality and karma, but this person does not. Okay, this person does not. Five of Wands in reverse. Wow. This is, Five of Wands is like competition. In reverse, I do see you kind of, you're removing yourself away from that. Three of Cups in reverse. Okay, well, this is definitely some sort of, really, I won't say friend group. This is someone that you celebrated with once. And if it's not someone, it's a situation that once brought you joy, it brought you happiness, and you just had to kind of leave it alone because, and if you haven't seen it happen yet, it's gonna happen. Five of Pentacles. These people are probably gonna lose out on money. They're gonna feel left out in the cold. They're probably gonna say, Gemini, I need your help. You know, can you help me with this? And you're like, nope, I have nothing to do with that. You know, so bravo to you for whatever situation you kind of got yourself out of. I think for some of you, you realized and you really observed and you use your discernment to kind of get out of this. This was a situation where honestly, and I'm hearing from spirit, you got the last laugh. That's what I'm getting. You got the last laugh. Wow, that's okay. Gemini, you got the last laugh. That might be the title of the reading because that's coming in very heavy. So let's go ahead and pull an Akashic Records Oracle card. One thing I want to say, whoa, okay. I can't take all of those, but I'll take these two since they flipped over pretty quickly there. So let's see. Gemini. You got professional assistance. It may be time to seek wise counsel. This could be in any life area from legal or financial advice to more personal needs such as counseling or therapy. Okay. And you have bravery. You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable, but you have to have the strength and bravery to make this decision. And you will feel so much lighter when you do. Okay. Well, I do want to end this and say that I do appreciate you receiving this guidance. May you carry forward only what serves you, and may your energy remain balanced and protected. Until next time, take care, Gemini.